Hello and welcome to Female Cricket Live, powered by Radio. The 2022 Commonwealth Games is all set to kickstart from today, that is 29th of July, and it will go on till 8th of August. Women's cricket is going to make its debut in 2022 Commonwealth Games. So this is for the first time in the last 24 years that cricket is going to be included in Commonwealth Games. The last time cricket was played during the CWG was in 1998 in Malaysia when List A men's cricket tournament was played as a part of the CWG. Now, talking more about the women's cricket that will be featured in this year's Commonwealth Games, we see that there will be 8 teams participating in the competition. All the matches will be played in the T20 format. The 8 teams will be divided into two groups, namely Group A and Group B. The top two teams from Group A will qualify for the semi-finals, and the top two teams from the Group B will also qualify for the semi-finals. Then the winners of the semi-final will go on to play the gold medal match, while the losers of the semi-final will play the bronze medal match. Now, to begin with, we have match number one of the 2022 Commonwealth Games in women's cricket between India and Australia. The match will start at 3:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and it will be played at Edgbaston in Birmingham. So all the fans in India can catch the live action on Sony Live and the other Sony 10 channels. All right, so now to preview the match between India and Australia, I have with me three guests here. We have Neha Shetty, Dhanush Lavanya, and Mihir Shah. So, a brief introduction of all our three guests right now. So, Neha Shetty is an avid cricket follower and she has been an experienced cricket podcaster. Then we have Dhanush Lavanya, who is a cricket content writer as well as a cricket analyst and a cricket podcaster. And then we have Mihir Shah, who is a member of the sports enthusiastic community of Wankhede Stadium, which is the North Stand Gang. So, I welcome all of you to Female Cricket Live.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right. Great. So, Dhanush, to begin with you, women's cricket is going to make its debut in Commonwealth Games. So, how excited are you to see women's cricket featuring in this mega event?
Absolutely. I am looking forward to see cricket finally being a part of these mega events like the Olympics or the Commonwealth Games. Olympics is something that is a long-lasting dream for cricket to be a part of. But it's a great start to see cricket being a part of the Commonwealth Games, and the way women's cricket is given an opportunity over men's cricket. It's also going to bring a lot of eyes to the sport of women's cricket altogether. And I feel with them playing in a country like England, which is well known for its cricketing experiences, cricketing field altogether. So I feel it's a best place to start, and I hope just the weather will be in the right spaces so that every match goes for 20 overs and every contest will be like the way it was during the World Cup that we enjoyed it back in March. I'm really excited for this.
Absolutely. So, I think I can't agree more with you, Dhanush, that I'm sure, just like you, even me, Neha, and Mihir are super excited for this women's cricket competition that will be played as a part of the CWG. So, Neha, let us get you in. Harmanpreet Kaur, she's going to captain India for the Commonwealth Games. We all know that since Mithali Raj's retirement in June this year, this will be the first multi-nation tournament that Harmanpreet Kaur will be captaining in. So, how excited are you to see Harmanpreet Kaur leading Team India, and how do you think will be her approach?
First up, thank you so much for inviting me on the show. Really excited to see, Harmanpreet Kaur also, captain Team India. Now going into the Commonwealth Games, India is obviously riding on a lot of confidence and positives. And this is the Harmanpreet Kaur era, right? And it's begun on a bright note. We won the series versus Sri Lanka, which was so important. I think features of her captaincy is obviously, she backs her players so much, which is so important. And those intense animated conversations she has really instills confidence in her players too. And her own form, right? It has been so good, dishing one good knock after the other. She's been super impressive, and captaincy is something that she's been doing for quite a lot of time, like quite a lot of time now. And having Smriti Mandana as her deputy is an absolute blessing. Now, her conversations with players, involvement, and guidance, and considering she's played cricket for so long, leadership is something that comes so naturally to her, right? So it will be really exciting to see her don the captain role.
Absolutely. So I think, as Neha pointed out about Harmanpreet Kaur and her success in Sri Lanka series, I think she was the player of the series in that competition against Sri Lanka. So we are all confident that Harmanpreet Kaur will contribute with both bat and ball going into the CWG. So Mir, let us get you in as we are talking about Harmanpreet's captainship. And I think in one of the articles she mentioned that Pooja Vastrakar during one of the team meetings, she said that we want to have that killing attitude within the team. Unfortunately, Pooja has tested COVID positive and has not yet joined the squad. So, how much do you think the Indian team will miss Pooja Vastrakar in the first match going against Australia?
Uh, First of all, thank you very much for having me here. Um, Pooja has been a very important player of late. Can you hear me? Audible? Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Yeah. So Pooja has been playing a good knocks and been a part of team since long. And the last couple of series, what we had, the Australia series and the World Cup, she has really done well over there with in both the departments. See, bowling, we know she is the backbone of the team after Shikha has been not been a part of the squad for now long. Along with Julian, she was there who used to get us crucial breakthroughs. But now she is not there. We are going to miss her a lot. And yes, her lower or batting has rescued us in the World Cup matches as we have seen her. And obviously, that was a 50 over format, but this is 20 where those attacking 10, 12 ball innings again are very important. So yeah, genuinely going to miss her. Hope she. I don't think so. She has yet traveled to yeah, England, or I am not sure she's not traveled yet. So if she travels also, then another quarantine period or retest again. So maybe I don't know. If we, unless we obviously we'll make it to the semis, we have to see her back in the semis only, as I think so.
Yes, let us hope for a speedy recovery for Pooja, and let us hope that she's there playing for India in the Commonwealth Games. All right. So as the topic is about all rounders in Pooja Vastrakar for India, so Dhanush, let me ask you that Australia is filled in with great all rounders. We have Talia McGrath, then you have Nicola Carey, Annabelle Sutherland, just to name a few. So how do you think will these all rounders shape up during the Commonwealth Games for Australia?
Uh, Overall, Australia is a team that always has a set mindset or a set plan when it comes to their playing 11. You see the top four being heavy hitters with out and out batsmen, and then you see from 5 to 7 or 5 to 8 being all rounders, and then you will see the bowlers who are experienced in their craft. So they are always the people who bank their players to be perfect in their roles, and the all rounders that they have. Thalia Megrath or Elsie Perry is someone you missed out there in the list. She's also someone who has been like the best all rounder over the last 10 years, if I'm not wrong. And with Nicola Carey and all the other all rounders being a part of the side, my eyes is on Thalia Megrath because she has been having an exceptional run in T20s, especially this year in 2020. I guess in the 4 matches that Australia have played, 4 matches which has got results. She has been the player of the match in 2 of those, and she has scored a 70 odd in one of the games. And she has taken wickets as well. She has been in a whole new level altogether. I guess she has found that next level in her career, and she is becoming that, moving towards the LSC Perry standards of being an all rounder. I'm excited to see her specifically as an all rounder in this Australian setup. Along with that, I'm excited about LSC Perry always. She is someone who is a go-to favorite player to watch out whenever Australia plays in a match. And these are the couple of all-rounders that I want to say will be making a huge impact against India because they have good records against India as well. So it is going to be really nice to see how the Indian bowlers and how Indian batsmen are going to play against them.
Absolutely. I think as you spoke about Talia Migra, I remember that she scored that brilliant 91 against India. So just being an Indian fan, I don't want Talia Migra to fire on all cylinders going into the
Yeah,
match in just a few hours. And of course, Elise Perry, I think she played her last T20I in October 2021. So that has been a big gap. So we don't know whether Australia are going to persist with Elise Perry or probably they have found alternative to Perry in say Talia Migra. So let us see what happens going into the match. All right, so Neha, as we are speaking about the all-rounders, Australia, they are filled with a lot of all-rounders. But on the other hand, India have a relatively inexperienced bowling lineup, if we can say, given the fact that only maybe Rajeshwari Gaikwad is one of the most experienced T20I bowlers who's closing in on 50 T20I wickets. India does not have Poonam Yadav in the squad. So, how do you look at India's bowling and how will they keep the Australian batters at bay? Because we all know that they have got an aggressive set of batters, the Australian team. So, how do you think the Indian bowlers can keep them at bay?
Although we are missing our X factor in Pooja Vastrakar, obviously India's bowling still looks quite settled right now. The Australian batters do have the reputation of being hard hitting, and keeping them at bay will be crucial. Now, the pitch at Birmingham is balanced in nature. I think it is expected to be good for batting as well. The fast bowlers will have help initially, and the batters early on will have to calculate and play their shots also properly. Now, pacers making their inroads will be imperative, so you can put the batting side under pressure. And here also, I think the average first innings total is like around 126 or so. So, restricting the batters will be crucial. Now, as you rightly pointed out too, right, the mighty Aussies do have, a weakness in the form of spin. And Poonam Yadav did trouble them a lot during that T20 World Cup. And Harmanpreet Kaur can certainly, look to use Rajeshwari Gaikwad or even Radha Yadav for that matter to, get those early wickets and breakthroughs in between. And having someone like Sneh Rana too is very important. So, using her in crucial junctures will also be very interesting to see.
So I think, as Neha has pointed out, that probably the fast bowlers, maybe they'll have to use a new ball well, and of course the spinners. I think the Indian team has been dominated by spinners. They have to chip in to get rid of the hard-hitting Australian batters. So all right, so Mihir, if we look at the head-to-head statistics, right, between India and Australia, we can see the clear dominance enjoyed by the Australian team. They have 16 wins out of the 23 matches, whereas India have won just 6 matches with one match producing no result. So do you think that the Indian team will have that thing back of their mind, or will they think that they reached the finals of the T20 World Cup in 2020 and they'll play with much more confidence against the Australians?
Well, the records are there to say that there are difference in the amount of wins between the two teams. But if you ask me, and if you ask somebody in the Australian squad, one women team they don't want to face regularly is the Indian team, and especially at the start of a tournament where he's going for gold, which is very prestigious, and this is going to be a game-changing tournament, I would say, in terms of female women's cricket. However, the last T20 World Cup has just got the audience ratings and people getting involved. This is going to really help so much, and with ICC just recently announcing more tournaments and World Cups soon. So I think so. Yeah, in that perspective, I would say yeah, the record is there to stay. But I would say India is a good team currently, and Harman, which, as I said, couple of players are missing, like Poonam and Pooja are not playing. But Harmanpreet is a different captain from Mithali. She gets involved too much with her players. She talks to them. She herself comes and tries and bowls sometimes. She is aggressive batter. So I feel that it's a good ploy from Harman, where she is getting involved too much with the players, and I think so. She has an up game against the Aussies. I would say, like how Kohli brings out the best against the Aussies. It is like that how Tendulkar was. So I think so. She will lead from the front, and she has a good start to her captaincy career. Also, that's a big boost to any captain, be it any player. At personal level, if you're just a player and you are having records, that's okay. But she was the man. Was the player of the series versus Sri Lanka. The team did well, so that confidence plus the pride in leading Commonwealth Games will also be a huge factor, I would say. So yeah, all in factor, yes. Australia, any team can be scare any player, any team. But I don't think so. This Indian team will be scared of Australia. In fact, they will go one step above them.
Great. I hope the Indian team is listening to us, and of course to Mihir, who feels that Indian team is not going to be scared of the Australian team, who are of course the reigning T20 champions as well as the 50-over champions and as well as the Ashes champions.
Yeah,
So all right,
if, if
yeah.
you, as I just said, like if you see the names of the players what you talk in the Australian team, it would go like almost like a legendary team or a team of the century or team of last 20 25 years. They have those players playing currently. So any team can be intimidated by them. But then again, we have the players to back ourselves a young squad and hope for the best. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So as we were talking about head-to-head statistics, right, Dhanush? So though Australia have dominated India in the head-to-head statistics, if we see, but if I look at the Australian team in England, they have played 19 T20Is and they have managed to win 9 out of them, which is of course less than 50%. So what do you think should the Australian team can do going into the English conditions? Do you think that they have some difficulties playing in English conditions, adjusting to them? What should be their approach?
I don't think so. They will be having any issues playing in the England conditions. Yeah, the records might show it is 10-9, but I guess they are a world class team and they are expected to adjust to the conditions as fast as possible, adapt to it as early as possible. And since they have played a T20 series, T20 triangular series in Ireland, which is like similar conditions to England, So they will be like pretty much getting used to the weather conditions and all those stuff. I don't think so it will play a major role against them, but certainly they are a team who will be having that thought in the back of their head that they haven't performed that well in England. But coming into this tournament, they will be favorites, and the way the year has gone for them, winning the World Cup and winning the T20 series and the women's Ashes and all. I guess I feel that they are on an all-time high right now, and that is way more enough for them to boost their confidence.
So maybe just an extension of this question for you, Dhanush, as we are on the topic of Australia and their dominance in women's cricket. So there was this article few days back that Australia are considered to be the strongest contenders to win the gold medal at the CWT 2022. So what are your thoughts on it?
Absolutely, it's pretty much written out there that they are the ones who are going to be in contention because they are not just the 50-over World Cup champions; they are even the T20 World Cup champions. They defeated India in the finals in that historic Melbourne MCG match back in 2020, which was like the last match before the pandemic, which we all remember. So they are a team who have been unstoppable over the last 5 6 years, and the way this year has gone is something that they will be in contention for the gold medal. And I went through those tweets and all those stuff. Everyone were like, put out your top three, and it's like Australia, England, and India. So that is what the trend is, and that is what we are going to expect from Australia, because at the end of the day, like how Mihir said, if you see each and every player in that playing 11, it's like a all-time playing 11. You don't need to add any other player from other countries at all. That playing 11 is enough to play against the men's team altogether. They are so competitive. So it is a no-brainer of them not being considered the favorites, and it's just going to be living up to the standards that they have set.
Absolutely. So we all know that it is going to be a tall task for the Indian team to face somebody like an Australia in the CWG opener. So let us see how the match goes about. All right. So Neha, according to you, who could be the players to watch out for from the Indian team, and who could have that impact on Australia today?
Right. So, with respect to India, we have Harmanpreet Kaur, right? She's had such a good series in the Sri Lanka series. She's really good. But for me, I think it's going to be Smriti Mandana. Now, she's enjoying her purple patch with the bat for the last couple of months. She has all the abilities to, get those quick runs for the team and the power play with the new ball. And at the top of the order with Shefali Verma, I am just very excited to see her. And another player that I'm certainly looking out for is Renuka Singh Thakur. She's predominantly your new ball bowler, and her recent statistics too have been super impressive. And the fact that she's coming off again of a good series is something that's going to be really impressive. And one cannot forget Deepti Sharma too, right? Now she is your wily all-rounder, contributes in all the departments, batting, bowling, and fielding. And in 2022, she's had a good run, with the bat and the ball. And yeah, so considering she's also one of the highest ranked Indian bowlers too, I'm super excited to see how she goes in this Commonwealth Games.
Absolutely. So I think Deepti Sharma, she's there in the top 10 among the T20I bowlers as well as in the top 10 in the T20I all-rounders in the world. So I think Deepti Sharma is going to be a player to watch out for. So Mir, any different players that you have in mind apart from what Neha mentioned for India?
Uh, no, I think so. The squad, how they have picked up, and the missing of Pooja, in the squad, and I don't think so. Poonam is still in the main squad. And Richa Ghosh, they are not in the main squad yet. They are as standby. So that would be standard. I would say we'll go with Rajeshwari, Renuka, Dipti. They would be a main bowling, and I think so. Harman might chip in over there. So don't think so much changes except for the last tournament what we played over there. It is just how we, as Neha just said, like Smriti has to start off well with Shefali. This is the tournament where Shefali has to leave her mark because I think so. She's been signed for the 100 or the BBL also. So the going forward, the looking the ahead tournaments also. She is something everybody knows. She's got talent, right? She has shown the spark, but then the consistency has been up and down over there from her. That's why she was dropped after one match in the World Cup. Also, we got her back. But then yes, the Shefali what we have known is not there. So yeah, the top two will set the tone for the whether we are batting first or I hope genuinely hope we bat first. It is there because it's a day game. The sun will be out. The pitches are going to be batting friendly. So put up a good decent score. I don't think so. Recent any T20 women match has been played to give much record over there. I think so more than 4 to 5 years has happened in the last T20 women's match had happened over there. But yes, top three is going to set you tone, and Dipti can float anywhere. As Neha mentioned, she is your all rounder. Uh, so yeah, she can come at four or can have a lower order batting also. So let's hope for we have a good game. The toss should happen sometime soon. It is there.
Absolutely. So I think just to add to what Mihir is saying, so the last Women's T20I was played in 2014. It was between England and South Africa, which England went on to win by a margin of just 8 runs. I think England scored 126 runs in the first innings, and then they restricted South Africa to 118. So let us see what happens in this match, because I think we can expect a fresh wicket which will assist the batters. So maybe a high scoring contest could be on the cards. So I think we are trying to get Dhanush. Okay, so Dhanush is back. So Dhanush, we looked at the impact players from India. So according to you, who could be the impact players from Australia? And after that, maybe we can have a look at your playing 11 as well.
Yeah, the impact players are definitely Alisa Healy and Beth Mooney in the top of the order. Because Alisa Healy, if I'm not wrong, whenever she plays against India, she has like this different kind of speed and a different kind of force altogether. Last time she scored 75 in the T20 World Cup final. So I feel that she is the one who is going to start from the very first over. And since Team India has a pretty much inexperienced fast bowling attack in Renuka Singh and Meghana, who are just making their moves in the international cricket. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a challenge for the Indian women for sure. But Alisa Healy will be the one who is going to be starting from the first ball itself, is what I feel. And Meg is someone who is going to be performing well, irrespective of any situation, any team she is facing. She is like a different player altogether. Doesn't matter which format it is, which team against she is playing. She is in a form of her life forever. She's like the best cricketer in women's cricket altogether. So she is going to be performing definitely, is what I personally feel. And when it comes to the bowlers, I'm looking forward to see how Megan Strutt and Alana King are going to be playing, because these two women have really good numbers against India as well. And in the and since Shafali Verma is someone who is not good at against spin, it would be a nice challenge for her to play against to face Alana King, and how it's going to be between these two. So certainly, I'm really excited for these four players for their performance, and let us see. Anyone can step up in any day in that Australia side, and if all the 11 players altogether play in the same manner, I don't think so. No team can stop them.
Absolutely. So it was great listening to all of you about your thoughts on the India-Australia match. But before we start taking questions from our fans, maybe I can ask you for your quick predictions. So Neha, if we can start with you, you can predict the score and the team that you think is going to win today.
So yeah, I mean, I would want, as an ardent Indian fan, I'd obviously want our girls to win, and they have the momentum, coming in from that good series against Sri Lanka. They have a well balanced squad with all the players, stepping up at different times. It looked like a good team endeavor. But Australia, on the other hand, have gotten the better of India so many times, and they too are a perfectly balanced unit. They've been consistently dominating all the circles, all the formats. And going by the record against India, I think the Aussies might just pip India in this one. But you're still hoping India wins, I guess.
Absolutely. All right. Mihir, your predictions.
I would go with the same thoughts what Neha just said. Australia is a team to beat in the tournament. Like as Janu said all the trends and the polls were giving Australia, England as 1, 2, 3. So I don't want our girls to settle for bronze. I want to go for gold. It is there. So nothing better than beating Australia, because next up you have Pakistan and Barbados. So you are expected to win against them. So going into the next phase of the tournament, going as the top of the table, because see, whoever wins here is going to win three matches in this round. It is like that. So the Australia or India, whoever wins today, will win the three matches in the first round. It is there. So yeah, as an Indian, I would like our girls to win, but then I said Australia is a very tough team to beat, and hope so we click in all departments, because see, the T20 game is all about matchups, and if you win those matchups in the small phases, you're going to come up on top. It is like that. Magnaling, you give her six bad balls, she is going to change the face of the game. It is like she'll not need much more than that. Also, I would say. So yeah, again, if they bring up King in the power play against Shefali and she goes after her, if she scores runs, good for us. But then there is always a chance of she getting out early also. So those matchups we have to, I would say, come up on top of that. But yes, I would say the score maybe 135-40. Whoever bats first, and obviously I want India to win.
Great, great. All right. Finally, Dhanush, your predictions.
I'll say that definitely on paper going into the match, it's Australia who is expected to win. But remember, the 2020 T20 World Cup also, the first match was India versus Australia, and India won that. And that was something everyone were going in the same kind of mindset that Australia will win and India might perform in the rest of the matches. But India started off with a winning note back then. So I expect a similar kind of performance. It won't be considered an upset at all, but it's going to be a great start. Like how Mir said, the team that wins today will be the top of the points table. Will win the three matches in the league stage. So definitely, Team India have a great chance to win. They have everything in their hands to perform. But we all know Australia prepare themselves against every single player in their opponent. Their bowlers have a game plan against every single batters in the opponent. So certainly, it's going to be a tough task. Let us see. Let us hope that weather is not an issue in Birmingham, and also let us like how Mihir and Neha have said, 140, 150 is the target that they need to keep in their mind. Even if it goes past that, it is great for women's cricket and it's great for the game altogether because those 160 and 170 are the matches that's going to give a lot of excitement for us fans to watch as well. And there is going to be that edge of the seat, nail biter kind of a feel because the teams will be attacking when they are chasing, and also the bowling team also will be trying their best to defend the score. So definitely 150 to 160 is what something I expect the score to be, and I just hope that India wins and gets a good start in this Commonwealth Games.
Absolutely. So let us hope that we get to see an exciting brand of cricket that is being played between these two teams, which are, of course, top teams in women's cricket between India and Australia. All right. So if we can have questions from our fans. All right. So Cricket Corner has a question for us. What will be the best decision after winning the toss? Maybe we can have opinions from all three of you. If we can start with you, Mihir, what do you think?
Absolutely bad first. This is the match of the tournament, I would say. Like if you have to see the tournament schedule or everything, India Australia is the top match for that. And in opening the tournament, it's Commonwealth Games. You win the toss and bat first and score big. I would say. So yeah, it is like that. So yeah, anybody like Australia or India, whoever wins the toss, I would genuinely feel they will bat first, put up a score, back your bowlers to defend it. It is like that. So that you will not always have Champions Trophy 2017 when you win the toss in the finals and field first. It is there. So yeah,
Yeah.
so win the toss and bat first.
All right. So Neha, do you agree with Mihir or you have some other opinions?
I absolutely agree with Mihir because the edge passing pitch has, traditionally been good for batting, and the teams that have batted first have often, dominated the oppositions. And in T20s, that has been the trend. So the skipper who's going to win the toss will be looking to bat first and put a big score on the board. It might get a little difficult for the bowlers to contain the flow of runs a little later on, and a total of 150 should be like a par score on this venue. So the teams batting first should, look to exceed 150 and more.
Right. Finally, Dhanush, what do you think the captain winning the toss should do?
I guess Mihir and Neha pretty much summed it up. Like winning the toss and batting first is something that Edgbaston, especially in that specific condition in that wicket, it's the go-to choice. That's also what we see when a men's cricket match, T20 match happens in Edgbaston. Teams win the toss and go to bat first. So it's something that's going to be a no-brainer, is what I feel. And since it's the first match, definitely bat first, put up a score on the board, and just give your bowlers out and put up a good score on the board means they need to put up more than 150 because that's a minimum norm. If anything below 150, you are under par for sure, and your bowlers also are not so confident when they come out to bowl as well. So certainly, it's 150 is the minimum. Win the toss and bat first is what I also personally feel.
All right. So I think all three of you have the consensus that win the toss and bat first, and that could be the order of the day. Let us see what happens. All right, we have another question. It is from Akash Day. Where can we watch it live? Okay, so you can watch the live matches on Sony Live app if you're using that, or I think on Sony 10, 1, 2, 3. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's on Sony 10-1.
Okay, okay. All right. So, Akash, I hope we have answered your question. All right. We have another one. It is from Ananya Iyer. How are the pitches today? I mean, good for batting or bowling? Any one of you who would like to take this up?
Well, according to me, I would say that in T20 cricket, it's a batsman-friendly wicket. That's what batting-friendly wicket is what they prepare usually. And since high-scoring matches gain a lot of viewership and also gets the attention of the crowd, so certainly it will be a batting-friendly wicket for sure. 150 is something that we need to expect, even if it's women's cricket. But women's cricket is not the same that how it was 5, 10 years ago. It has improved immensely. We saw that in the World Cup where 260, 270 were a norm at that time. So certainly it's going to be a high scoring game is what I feel. Batters are going to get a lot of advantage. The ball is going to come onto the bat really well. It's going to be the bowlers who need to bowl at the right line and length, create those areas where they can extract the batter's weakness, and go for a wicket.
Right. So, Ananya, I think it could be a batting friendly wicket, as Dhanush has pointed out, and also given the fact that it is going to be a fresh one. So, maybe it will assist the batters. And since no rain is expected, there are no cloudy conditions as such. So, we don't see any purchase the fast bowlers can get from the wicket. So, let us hope that we get to see a high scoring run contest between India and Australia today. So once again, thank you to Neha, Mihir, and Dhanush. Okay, I think I still can't let you people go. We have one more comment from our fan. Test cricket says Pooja Vastrakar is a key. With her not available, who do you see? Okay, so Neha, would you like to answer this instead of Pooja Vastrakar? Who do you see making it to the playing 11 of India?
Sure. I mean, as we rightly, previously did talk about how Pooja Vastarkar is going to be missed, but I think they should definitely slot in Harleen Deol because she brings in your all-round package. She's a good fielder. She can give those handy runs and be a part-time bowler too. So I would definitely want to see her feature in the playing 11. If not her, probably Radha Yadav because she's again had a good run of late. And she's again very good with her fielding. The bowling is good and can probably contribute with the bat. So either of these two.
Yeah. If I can, I like we forgot
Yes.
to discuss about Harleen Deval. Like she can be a very key player in this tournaments in Jemima. She is again coming back after having a good run recently. It is there, so I hope she also does well, which is generally going to help our team in going forward also. So like Arlene and Jemima are another two players which I'm obviously looking besides the top players like Smriti and Harmanpreet.
Right. So definitely India is going to miss Pooja Vastrakar, but thankfully they have some good all-rounders in Harleen Deol and of course Sneha Rana also, who was not a part of the India squad in the Sri Lanka series. So she's again making a comeback. All right. So thank you once again, Neha, Dhanush, and Mihir for talking to us and previewing the match between India and Australia. It will be the first match of the 2022 Commonwealth Games in women's cricket. The match will start at 3:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and all the fans can catch the live action on Sony Live and Sony 10 1. So we'll be back again at 9 p.m. today, that is 29th of July, 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time, to preview the match between Pakistan and Barbados. So all the fans can join us today again at 9 p.m. and send us your questions using hashtag Female Cricket Live. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.